Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation series.
Because creators are businesses.
What we do is not simple.
Give, the fans everything that they deserve.
Being creative
is like doing a 5,000 piece puzzle.
Is something that you can learn and do over and over again.
Always be as authentic as I can be.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation series. I am so excited today to have Miss Tammy Johnston here with me. She is not your average business coach. She is the type that is going to kick your ass. She is the type that is, maybe going to hold your hand along the way with some of this, but I am so excited. Tammy, thank you so much for joining me and letting me hop into your world today.
Well, thank you for having me.
I want to get into, first and foremost, your journey before we hop into how you help others, but want to get into how you got down the road of being an entrepreneur, becoming a business coach, and hopping into this world of working for yourself.
Well, it's a long story from long, long ago, actually. So my background is actually financial services. I've been in financial services coming up on 33 years, and
Okay.
I started on the admin side, and I worked in the back office and then manager roles and hiring and all of that stuff. And I was fired. And it was the best thing that could have, because I hated where I was. It was all I could do every day to haul my butt into the office and not throw my box through a plate glass window. And I was actually already looking for another job because I needed to be out of there. And if it had been a week later, I would have accepted a better job, better pay, all of that wonderful fun stuff. And I get called into my boss's office and I'm fired. And in that moment, I felt this great big huge weight being lifted off of my shoulders. And I'm finally going to start my own business, because I'd had people telling me for years, Tammy, you'd be really, really good at this. You should go into sales. You should start your own business. And I'm female, I'm young, I'm blonde, all of these things. Nobody's going to come to me for financial advice. So I kept putting it off. But in that moment of being fired, I'm going, okay, I'm going to do this. And I did. And then to make my life even more fun, I got pregnant. Had to build a baby and a business at the same time, took 30 hours of mat leave, and have been going strong for 23 years.
Wow. Your story is unique in the sense of some of the business coaches we talked to today. It was a COVID birth of a business situation. That today it's almost rare to see someone who has been doing it as long as you have. Along the way, as you've been doing this, what have been some challenges, hurdles, things that you have gone through, that you have faced, that you've come out and said, okay, we're stronger now because of this?
Oh, that's a very, very long list, because like I said, I've been at this for over 2 decades. And how I got into the business coaching side, so like I said, my background is I sell things like investments and life insurance. So if you want to clear a room, just come in and say I sell life insurance, and everybody is running for the hills. We are a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah.
But I started working with a lot of self-employed small business owners.
And
one of the things that I was discovering as they were getting naked financially with me, and I'm finding out all this stuff, I'm going, oh my God, do they need help with their business? Because they're technicians. They technically know their product or service. But when it comes to the business side, they haven't a clue.
Yeah.
And having a greedy, motivated self-interest to see them be successful, because broke people can't afford investments or insurance, which was the stuff that I actually was getting paid on.
Absolutely.
I started helping them, and they started seeing incredible results. So they started sending me more of their colleagues and other business owners and stuff. And very quickly I discovered, okay, I need to find a way of leveraging this for marketing and my time and results and all this stuff. So I created my first small business class like over 20 years ago, and it's been growing and expanding. And I actually specialize in new businesses. So idea stage up to 2 years is my sweet spot. And the number one reason why I do that is because they need help. They need help so bad. But I go back to me, like, when I decided to go into sales in that moment of being fired, I was in a much, much better position than most because my experience and my background, and like I've been studying money, business, and success since I was 7 years old, but there's still so much stuff that I had to stumble through, and
Sure.
it was painful. Like I went from making $55,000 a year to, like, my first 2 years in business, I made about 24,000,
Wow.
which averages $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
But anybody who's in business, you're not getting that $1,000 a month. Okay, I'm
Right.
getting it 500 on the 15th, and
Yeah.
no, you eat what you kill. So you need to learn to lock and load. Boom.
Yeah.
And I'm going, if I could go back and talk to me 1 year before that firing moment and go say, Tammy, okay, you want to get out and you're going to start your own business. Here's what you need to do to make that transition as smooth and painless as possible. Here's what you need to do, because I'm lucky. I'm one of the ones that survived.
Yeah.
90% do not make it past 5 years. I've been doing this. I've been self-employed for coming up on 25 years.
Yeah. What I appreciate about you as well is you're not this person who offers like this magical thing that is going to be fixed. There's no magical fix that or wand that you're going to wave that's going to fix somebody. You are based in foundational things that are not tangibly, but you know what I mean? Like they're things that people can actually see, understand, and be able to say, okay, I relate, I understand this, to be able to help these new businesses grow, thrive, and be able to survive, as you were saying, and get through that first year, get through the 5 years, whatever it may be. So
Well,
they're
get
not,
through the 10. Like, one of the things that drives me absolutely, two things I'll give you that drive me absolutely bonkers when I
yeah,
see like the advertising for business coaches, because I see it all over social
yeah,
media like everybody else. And yeah, follow my 3-point system and you'll be a millionaire in 3 months.
yeah,
Bullshit.
yeah,
Absolute, total, and complete bullshit. There is no magic wand. Every once in like 300 million people, you'll have somebody who will like go straight to the top because it's a lottery ticket. Where most people are never going to do that. Overnight success takes 10 to 20 years. Takes 10 to 20 years. And they're focusing on one aspect. And if you're going, okay, you've got somebody who's already been successful in business for years and looking, okay, I need to improve this area or I want to scale, great. But most people go in knowing next to nothing about business. And then they're wondering, why are they failing? They're working so hard. Their product is great, their service is great, but they're missing the business skills. They're trying to build a house with one wall, half a roof, and no foundation. And they're wondering why, as soon as the wind comes, they're done.
yeah. It's really interesting because I think there's a lot of misconceptions today around entrepreneurship and what it means to build a business. And people think, oh, you're going to be able to, hold your own schedule, the basic things that we all hear of what entrepreneurship, this picture that has been painted of, why it's so grand to go. But then you hop into this world and you say, well, hold on. It is not that grand of a picture. Like you were saying, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes that 10 to 20 years for you to really see a grand success when you're not going and putting dollars behind it in terms of a paid advertising or things like that. You're organically growing your business.
Well, it doesn't mean that it's going to take 10, 20. Like, you can start seeing success. So, like, told you, like, my first 2 years, maybe made, like, I averaged about $24,000.
Yeah.
After that 2 year mark, I've never made less than 100,000.
Okay.
But I do not pay for advertising. I don't do.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do consistently? And yes, we all need to be marketing, but there's 27 different ways that you can market your business. You can't do all of them.
Yep.
If you try, you're just going to burn yourself out. You need to find, okay, what are the 3 or 4 things max that I can do well, I can do consistently, that fit in with what I stand for and how I'm doing it. Yes, you do have control over your time, but one of the things that I find with new business, yes, I choose what I do. They have no idea what they should be working on. So they get busy doing the things that they think they need to be doing, the stuff that they know, and then they wondering why things aren't happening. I'm going, well, what you're doing is you're basically shuffling the deck chairs on the Titanic when we need to be putting the effort into not hitting the fucking iceberg.
Amen. And you were saying, if you went back and told Tammy a year before she was fired for that role, but if you were to go back and tell 20 years ago when you first started on all of this and go back to early entrepreneur Tammy and look at her and say something to her in particular, give her a piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be as you're now 20, 22, 23 years into this?
I would have fine-tuned my marketing strategy sooner. Because one of the challenges, a lot of people find this very, very strange, but I'm a major introvert. And people go, you speak on stages, you teach. How could you be an introvert? No, you don't understand. I can turn it on, but I need sufficient alone time. So the idea of going out doing sales was like absolutely horrifying
Yeah.
for me. And especially in financial services, like I said, one of the things I do is I sell life insurance. So whenever you start with a company, they say, give us your list of 100 people you've ever even said hello to. And you're going to start contacting them and harassing them going, oh, you haven't heard from me in 20 years. Would you like to buy some insurance? Like going, I am not doing that. I am not doing that. No way, no how. So I had to figure out different ways of marketing myself, and I would have had that figured out a little bit sooner. But with most new entrepreneurs, I had to kind of bump around and stumble in the dark until I'm going, oh, okay, this works and this feels comfortable and all that. And there was a few things along the way when I'd have an idea and I'm going, that would really, oh my God, how in the world could I have not figured that out like 6 months ago? Like it's so blatantly obvious, but I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And the other thing that really helped me, and I would have started with it a bit sooner, is networking. And it's not just networking for looking for clients, because yes, that's very much a big thing. But when I started my business, all of my social circle were all employees. And my husband's a dream employee and all this stuff. And I was going through all these struggles and different things being a brand new entrepreneur. And I'm going, okay, I must be a failure. I must be an absolute idiot. Nobody, like I had no one to talk to.
Yeah.
So I started going to some networking groups, and some were not a fit, but I found a few that were really good. And that was amazing because I was meeting other entrepreneurs and stuff. And I'm going, and just listening to them and talking to them and being able to ask questions, going, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not an idiot. Everybody's going through this. Here's ways of doing it. That was another huge thing. That's why, and when I started my business, there wasn't much for business coaches.
Yeah.
Like it was still very much a new field, but I did find a really, really good group business coaching group. And that was huge.
Yeah.
Like having somebody who has been in the trenches, who has some life experience. Like there's so many business coaches. Yeah, no, I got let off in COVID. I've never done anything and I'll help you with your business. Well, I'm sure you can help with some things, but you have no experience. Like what have you actually done? Like I was meeting with, I took on a client and she had worked with a coach because she wanted to do virtual assisting. So you signed up with this coach. I'll teach you how to be a great virtual assistant and do all of this stuff. And she paid a lot of money for her program and found out after she paid that she had been a virtual assistant for 3 months, couldn't make a penny doing it. So she decided, I will coach virtual assistants how to do it. I'm going, how can you teach something you couldn't succeed at and you quit after 3 months?
Yeah.
But she was really good at marketing. And so my client goes, I dropped $8,000
Holy
for
shit.
nothing.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah. And dear, that's not a one-off story. Like there's so many. So it's like people know that they need the help, but how do you determine if you're getting help from somebody who, number one, knows what they're talking about and actually gives a damn about you and helping you succeed? Or is it just somebody who's got flashy marketing, like all hat, no cattle?
Yeah. I liked what you said earlier when you were talking about yourself speaking on stage in all these different places too, I am very much, I resonate with that. I can turn it on. I can be around people. I still have a little social anxiety when I'm walking into a room of people that I've never met before and I'm having to put myself out there. But after that, I am going to go hibernate my house for 3 days with my dogs and not talk to a single person. And that is where people will find me. I'm like,
Yeah, the idea of like going and like cold networking is that like I'm allergic to small talk, but I have no problem. Like put me up on the stage. Don't even give me every warning. Just say, here's what you want to need to
yeah,
talk about," and then people come and talk to me, and that's fine. But it's like you want me to talk about what?
yeah, yeah. No, I hate it. Drives me crazy. I want to talk to you about success and personal success for yourself. And, personal success changes day by day, month by month, year by year. How do you today personally define success, and how has that definition changed for you over time?
Well, it's definitely changed over time because, like I said, I got fired, basically got pregnant. I don't. My hat's off to any woman who repeats that process because I did not like pregnancy. Um, and then, like I said, I had my daughter and all that. So success when my daughter was younger was number one, making enough money to be paying all the bills,
Sure.
which is a challenge.
Yes.
And so I was definitely able to do that. But one of the things that I loved about it is I had the flexibility. So if she did get sick because they didn't line the kids and lick them the first day of school, I could go and get her and bring her home. I didn't have to ask for time off. Like I could work things around. Okay, she needs somebody to go be pizza mom or a field trip volunteer and stuff like that. I had that flexibility. And success for me has always been this one thing is I choose who I work with.
Yeah.
Like I have the best people in
Yeah.
my world. Like I always say, I wouldn't work with anybody I wouldn't have to my house for a barbecue.
Yeah.
And that is the number one thing that I absolutely love. Like I love my clients. We
Love it.
share values, and the people that I am not going to resonate, we sort them out. Like
Yeah.
they don't like me, I don't like them, and it's great.
Yeah.
Everybody, you're not for everybody.
Yeah.
And owning that. And now that, like you said, my daughter's still at home, but she's in university and I don't have to worry about diapers and all that stuff anymore. Success is being able to scale and help a lot more people and now being free to do a little bit of traveling because when she was younger I couldn't do that, like I had to stick pretty close to home, but now I'm doing my retreats and we're doing stuff around the world and I'm looking at speaking in more
Yeah.
places. And for me now it's like very much scaling up because
Love it.
I've looked after the basics and going, okay, I know what people are going through and the challenges, and I can really help them. And let's get this out here because I am on a mission to drastically improve the success rate of new businesses.
I love that, Tammy. And I love that you have that mission to help scale and help do that for so many businesses. I think it's really a beautiful thing, as we were talking about earlier, as so many people are going out and creating their thing and doing, what they're passionate about and building their own thing. It's becoming more and more of a thing that we're seeing today. And I appreciate it because I know so many people who are going out and taking that risk and making that jump.
Well, a lot of people have because we're hearing all about like the thousands and hundreds of thousands of layoffs all over,
Yeah.
especially white collar because, oh, well, IBM just laid off and Dropbox and all this stuff because they're trying
Yes.
to replace everybody with AI, which is blowing up in everybody's face.
Yep.
AI is a wonderful tool, but it is not anywhere near
It
as
is a
good
tool.
as they think it is.
Yep.
And there's things that you cannot replace that people come with, but it's like, do they know what they're doing? Are they willing to put in the right work? Are they willing to
Yeah.
learn?
Yeah.
Because entrepreneurship, like the things that you can do, it's not just about making money, the impact that you can have on your family, on your community, on your customers. But if you don't stay in business, you have no impact.
Tammy, my last question for you is along your journey, whether it's recent or in the last 23 years, has there been a book that you would recommend for everybody to go get for themselves that has made an impact on you, that has inspired you, that has stuck with you along the way?
Oh, okay. There's plenty of books. I don't know if you've seen my lovely
You
bookshelf.
got a
but
great collection.
this is why, but I will show you the book that I refer to as the Life Bible,
Okay.
the Success Principles.
Okay.
It originally came out in 2005, and I have the 10th anniversary edition, and we just got the 20th anniversary because he keeps updating it. Because the first one, social media really did not exist. I think there was maybe MySpace in 2005, but now he puts all this stuff in. And this is the Cole's notes of everything I've been learning, studying, teaching, and experiencing for my entire life. And it gives you, like I said, the touch, and then okay, here's where if you need to get more into this, but I use certain chapters out of this with client and going, okay, I want you to get this book and Principle 32. You're going to read that one every day for a month until we get that through your head. Or
Yeah.
like, there's so many great ones, but this is I call this the Life Bible.
I love it. I love it. Tammy, I can't thank you enough for sitting down with me today and letting me dive into your world. I so appreciate it. And I can't wait to see what you do next.
Well, it was great having a chat with you, Danielle.
Yeah, you guys, I'm going to have all of Tammy's information down below. Please go follow her on social media, go reach out to her. And as always, I will see you guys back here next time. Bye, y'all.